Go out and fuck somebody, but wear a damn rubber. Everybody's got the damn herpes these days.
Hello and welcome to the final podcast, the last podcast that you may ever listen to.
Booze, brews, and horror movie reviews, your final bros have survived.
We are here with Brian, the hottest boy I've ever seen, LaGrasta.
Give me more Stephen King, please. And we have Shane Goosh Smith.
Ah! Got him.
Oh, joined by Mike the Cannibal Gypsy. And the Matt.
We're here. Stephen King is surrounded by grass.
He's not just surrounded; he's become the
ground.
Give me more Stephen King, and give me more Stephen King's son, Joe Hill.
To think that little shit, that comic book reading little shit would grow up to direct the Black Phone.
And write all these. Well, he didn't direct it, but he wrote the book.
True. Oh, yeah, yes, sorry.
Scott Derrickson directed.
Yes, I'm sorry. I didn't mean write the book. He's a writer.
Yep. If you don't know where those two are, in the same film, we are reviewing Creepshow. We said it last week. We're reviewing it this week. Comic books, anthology within the comic book. Creepshow, 5 tales of horror, right? Like, it's...
5?
5, yeah.
Top 5 creeps, go. I'm going to go...
Oh, wow.
The guy from Creep.
Mark Duplass?
Yes. Probably Vince McMahon. Any type of cockroach. So creepy. I'm gonna go with the movie Creepshow. It's filled with creeps, and then I'm gonna go James Dolan.
Jeepers Creeper.
Yeah, that would have been a good one too.
Who'd you say? James who?
Dolan.
Dolan?
Okay.
Dude creeps me out.
That's fair.
I don't know about 5, but my number 1 would probably be the international hit song by Radiohead, Creep.
Okay.
Ooh.
It's up there. Good. Okay.
Yeah. Creep.
So I'm bringing back your top 5s, Mike.
Creep. From old TLC, huh?
Because your top 5s used to be terrible because they would have absolutely nothing to do with the source material.
Right.
And I'm keeping it topical.
Cool.
Thank you.
Well, Retro Reel is here again, and we are back. It's been a month, I think, since we reviewed a George A. Romero film, and we're doing one. So, more George A. Romero.
More Ted Danson. More Ed Harris with hair.
More Leslie Nielsen.
Yeah. All-star cast.
Really is a good cast.
Adrienne Barbeau.
Yeah, she's in a lot of horror shit, and she's here.
Yeah, she's not a nagging wife in this.
She is pretty insufferable. She's pretty insufferable, honestly.
Would you feed her to the crate?
Anything you want to get rid of should go to the crate. If you're trying to get rid of a spouse, if you're trying to get rid of the
furniture.
IRS,
Yeah, crate.
just give it to the crate.
Do you guys want your cake?
I want my cake, Bedelia.
He really wants his cake. He's dead, and that's his big gift. Yeah.
I didn't like that one.
The first one.
Yeah, Father's Day, was not a fan. I agree with the idea that they progressively get better as it goes on.
Kind of. Except the best one's probably the third one.
Yes, agreed.
I know the crate is the most famous one. But
Crate's great though. The crate is great.
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 Yep.
Great. So we're in retro month, right?
It's a good
everything.
month. Solid month.
We probably should have started wearing some 80s shit.
Yeah, we're just too old for that.
Yeah.
I did a little bit.
We used to do the dress up thing.
Yeah, and then we stopped because we forgot to wear purple once, and then Mike got upset.
I was very upset.
We could be a fun podcast that doesn't dress up. We could still have fun.
Yeah.
We could be a couple of guys that just like to have fun and talk and have fun.
Just goof around. We're just a couple guys goofing around.
Couple goofs, couple gaffs.
Yeah, dude, couple laughs.
Yeah, like how do we do things here, Bri? Explain it.
Yeah, let me explain. It's a great segue.
Thank you.
In the final
okay.
podcast, we are going to review a horror movie as we do every single week. With that being said, we kind of go scene by scene, discuss all the cool, gory kills of the movie, in that way. And then we follow that up with a scoring of the movie. We're going to have 1 Happy Father's Day cake for a piece of shit, 10 Happy Father's Day cakes for an absolute masterpiece. And then following that, we're going to evaluate the best kill of the movie. Maybe not the goriest. It might be, but sometimes it's just the best or the most memorable.
Most impactful.
Shane's going to do a eulogy. He's going to talk about all the stuff he does with girls that are of questionable age. But not only do we do that, we keep it very level-headed, and we're a practical podcast more than anything else. We're very practical.
Sometimes we a tangent here, a tangent there. Sometimes we'll talk about a gorilla.
Yeah.
But we like to stay on point.
No, we don't.
Much like
when are we ever on point?
We don't like to go in circles, as Post Malone would say.
Seasons change and the love went cold.
Exactly.
Pinkerton. So we're just throwing out musical references.
That would be. You're talking about Weezer?
Yeah, the album Pinkerton.
Remember that one time Mike Benanti punched me in the face and I quit and I bled all over my Weezer t-shirt?
I do remember that.
Wait, was that the...
His lip was split in half.
Was that the football game where you split your lip open?
No, he didn't split his lip open. Mike punched him in the face.
Oh, so we all remember it that way.
Yeah, I remember it being like a garbage can or something, but we'll go with Benanti.
Oh, that was another incident.
Oh, that was another one.
That was when I really hurt my thumb, you remember? Like I really damaged my fucking wrist.
Yeah,
I slammed right into a garbage can.
No, this one, like Brian was going out for a pass, and Benanti playing defense was tired of getting burned by Brian. So he punched Brian in the mouth and split his lip open.
My tooth went through my fucking lip. That's so crazy that happens like that. But it does. And you know what you do? You go home and you have a ham sandwich.
You ate a nice hammy.
And then you put one part of your lip inside the cup and one part of your lip outside the cup.
Actually a true story because I was bleeding so much. I wanted to see if it would turn the water bloody. And it 1,000% did that. It eventually did stop bleeding, but like, man, it was a lot of blood. And my lip was like pretty split.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad. Pretty bad. Yeah. It's all Benanti's fault.
Yeah, I agree. And I don't disagree with that. So,
yeah, as long as we're on the same page. With that said, you guys want to get
spooky? Is that where you're going with this?
You guys want to get fucking scared? Oh, you want to get fucking scared?
Yeah, you boys just want to get fucking wrecked.
Let's go into the spooky bit.
Yeah, dog. Let's get wrecked, bro. Okay. Creepshow was released in 1982. 5 horrific tales straight out of a kid's comic book. Film was directed by George A. Romero. A lot of people in the movie. I'll cover some. Hal Holbrook, Leslie Nielsen, Adrienne Barbeau, E.G. Marshall, Fritz Weaver, Carrie Nye, Vivica Linfors, Ed Harris, Ted Danson, and Stephen King himself.
It's quite the cast.
Honorable mentions to Tom Atkins and Joe Hill, who are also in the film.
Yes. So
Goosh.
it's
Shane Goosh.
Goosh. It's one of those things that has an overarching storyline to connect all the stories, which is Joe Hill plays a kid. His dad is Tom Atkins, and his dad fucking hates him because he reads comic books. He's like, no son of mine will read comic books. I'll literally kill you in your sleep.
I'll kill you in sleep for reading that horror trash because the comic book is Creepshow. It's a horror tales.
Go out and do some drugs instead.
Yeah, he's like, ride your bike into oncoming traffic like a normal kid. You fucking degenerate reading your comic books. You fucking loser. He says all that. It's crazy.
He kind of does, though.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
And then he takes the Creepshow comic, he tosses it.
Yeah, and the thing is, you don't
the trash
a Creepshow comic because then the creeper show, not Minecraft creeper, the creeper from the book comes at night and he's like, "Let me tell you a story," and then it goes in the comic book and we do multiple stories. There's cat hair everywhere. Just an FYI.
He's basically taking the stories and bringing them to life.
Yes. And the first story is Father's Day, and it's all about cake.
That's right.
Yeah, I ain't talking about a fat ass.
No, you're talking about Aunt Bedelia.
I'm surprised you didn't add the word
it's
in there.
It's really a family that's telling.
It's crazy.
That's talking about Aunt Bedelia. So you have like a very rich family that really all benefited from their Aunt Bedelia essentially killing her father on Father's Day.
Yes. Also, Ed Harris needs to lose the hair.
At this point?
Yeah, it's not. I don't like Ed Harris with hair.
I know.
It's like thinning a lot, or you just like him better?
There is some thinning, but like he's also looks better.
He looks better bald.
Oh.
Yeah. Yep.
Like Mike, Ed Harris with hair or without hair? Which one
I'm
you
gonna
banging?
go with.
You're banging with hair?
Yeah, give me something to grab onto.
I need my cake, Bedelia.
I'm also going to argue that the father is just a little much.
Yeah.
I hated him. Super annoying.
Yeah, like he's like I kind of don't blame Aunt Bedelia at some point. She's got to be. You ever get annoyed so much you want to murder?
Oh, you have no idea.
No, we do. You've killed multiple people.
I am a gypsy or a cannibal.
He's the cannibal gypsy. What do cannibals do, Shane?
I actually trust you being a cannibal more than I trust you being a gypsy because I know gypsies and gypsies are dangerous people.
So I'm gonna just give a little backdrop to this storyline. You have Ed Harris. He's inquiring about their wealth, essentially, right? Like, and he's there with his. I'm assuming I don't know his wife or girlfriend. I think it's girlfriend. And that's the girlfriend's mother.
Yes,
is there. The mother's aunt is Aunt Bedelia. Aunt Bedelia, on Father's Day, I think it was like 10 years prior or something like that. I think it's like 9 to 10 years ago. Killed the. Actually, I don't remember the date, to be honest. It's a while ago, but killed her father. And the death was like he wanted his cake so bad, he would not stop talking about it. That she just basically bludgeoned his ass.
Yes. I actually think it's a justified kill.
But don't you think the man deserves a cake on Father's Day?
Nah, he was a little too pushy about it.
Honestly, I think he would have probably gotten a cake if he wasn't so pushy.
Yeah.
See, Brian gets it. Like, I actually think that guy should have been killed sooner. Hot take. I told you I'm a hot take artist.
It was Bedelia was
Hot cake
bubbling
artist.
up because they mentioned that Bedelia had a husband who was theoretically, they theorized was killed by the father.
Oh, true.
Because they're after his money. You guys just want my money.
See?
Say.
Hey, you want my money? See? Give me one, Mike. Give me your money. See?
So apparently they're all there for Father's Day, and Bedelia's on her way up. What she does every time she gets to the estate is she hangs out for 1 hour by her father's grave before she comes in and greets everybody. So she's going to drink Jim Beam by the grave.
Mike, you drinking Jim Beam by the grave with Bedelia and banging it out?
I'm not banging Bedelia.
You're banging Bedelia.
I'd rather take Ed Harris.
Nah, you're
With
banging
hair.
Bedelia. Matt, you banging old Bedeel?
Nah.
Brian.
Good for you, Matt.
I'm good, dude.
Stick with your...
Oh, yeah, I'll drink the Jim Beam. Just not-
Someone in this room is banging old Bedelia.
You.
No.
You don't want Bedelia?
I ain't doing Bedelia. This has Mike written all over it.
I hate
Mike
old
hates
people,
old people,
like
yeah.
a lot.
No, she's like youngish. Nah, she's. What would you say? She's like 25.
Wait, like here, right now?
Yeah, like-
or like when she killed the old man.
No, right there.
Oh, she's pushing 70 here.
No, this is like a brisk 28.
Probably older than 70, honestly. I'm going to say older.
So we're not saying like.
I gotta say though, if I did choose to do it, like saying like, "Oh fuck Bedelia" would be fun. Like during the act, be like, "Oh fucking Bedelia."
Yeah, Bedelia, suck on my jag on Bedelia.
Oh, my God.
You think Bedelia was getting big black cock back in the?
Old BBC.
We can't do this. We can't keep doing this.
I don't know. I think the crepe really put me over the edge.
Is all that chocolate?
Yeah, dude, I think it was too much chocolate.
I kind of want another one, dude. I'm like,
Oh no, Joe! I could easily, if I had a second.
yeah.
Do you guys want to try my tiramisu after this episode?
If you're sharing.
Yeah, I'll share.
If you're sharing,
Well, yeah, I'll share. I'll share a little
Why
tiramisu.
not? Why
Yeah, we'll,
not?
Matt, you hopping in on some
I'll
tiramisu?
definitely hop in.
Yeah, there we go. We're all gonna
Matt,
snack
when
on
you,
my
when you
tiramisu.
brought it up, the Matt got the biggest stiffy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a fact.
There we go. There we go. Yeah. So we're all gonna split a little tiramisu after this. Okay. So let's focus on the episode now. Bedelia, realistically, I think Bedelia had the right to kill him. Like he had to go.
Why
He was too
didn't
old.
Why didn't the paid help Miss Danvers do anything?
Well, that's the thing, and I think that's why Miss Danvers gets killed later on, is because his ghost knew she knew about it and covered it up.
That's fair. So basically what's going to happen is Anne Bedelia is meditating by the grave, right? Yes. And what's going to happen is as she's meditating, there's going to be we've been dealing with a lot of things coming back to life from the dead. Like over the last, even dating back to Wes Craven month.
It's a lot.
We've been dealing with a lot of reanimation lately.
Isn't that a movie? Reanimator?
Reanimator. We did review that a couple of years ago. That was a film.
I fucking love Reanimator.
That's a good one.
I want to do more Reanimator, actually. Yeah. I actually want to do Phantasm.
Yeah, we haven't even touched that yet.
Oh, there's so much I want to do. There's not enough weeks in the year.
There's just not. But it'll always keep us busy.
It will.
You know
Definitely
what I mean?
will.
There's never going to be a shortage of horror movies.
No,
we're never going to have the excuse of like, but we already did that, everything.
Yeah, no, there is just too much to do. There's so much to do. Oh, by the way, okay, so to the movie. He comes out of the grave. He's asking for his cake. It's kind of corny.
Where's my cake? But
I actually really like the design
I agree.
Of his maggot-infested skeleton.
I like a lot of these like practical designs back in the day, like how they did it. I do like it. It's got like the dirt fucking coming out of his mouth.
I think it's awesome.
Yeah, I like it as well. The "Where's my cake" thing is just so... It's a way of coming back to the dead and getting revenge, and that's like the last thing he remembers. But it's a little corny thing too.
I agree with that. What saves it is how cool he looks
and how good Ed Harris is at dancing.
Yeah. Look at his
shit
fucking gyrations.
I actually enjoy this dance scene for how little it was there.
Yeah.
Because look at him go. He's so good.
Ed Harris is so great.
Such a suave motherfucker.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah.
Just an awesome dude. Look at this. Oh my god.
He's gonna get fucking wrecked though.
Oh yeah, he's gonna get wrecked like very soon.
Tombstone?
Yeah.
He goes outside literally after the scene. I think he goes outside.
Yeah, I mean, he could have moved at any point during that. I was thinking that while watching it because he really lays under there for quite some time.
He goes out by the gravestone and he just kind of waits for it to like fucking fall on top of him because it does get pushed on top of him.
Yes.
And you're thinking this is the doing of the father.
Yeah, like you knew it was him. But the thing was, the father wasn't pushing it from behind. He was like magically pushing it from ahead.
Yeah, it was the ghost of Bedelia's dad, who's now has surfaced, but he's still pushing the gravestone from the top.
Yeah, he easily could have moved.
Yeah,
like right here.
Yeah. So he's like waiting for quite some time.
He's dead. Mrs. Danvers by the kitchen door is alive. Oh, wait.
Oh, no. Mrs. Danvers is super dead as well. Like, extraordinarily dead, some would say.
Yep.
And then it's just the two girls left, right?
Yeah, I think that at that point you do see the father kind of come in his corpse.
And he says to them, "I want my cake," and the scene ends. Because he doesn't kill the last two.
He does. He kills the mom though. He kills Sylvia by not only killing her, actually turning her head 180 degrees.
Yes, that's right. He does a really cool 180 turn on her head.
Yeah.
Because then he comes out with her head as a cake,
and
right?
And now he has a fucking... Is this the mother or is that Bedelia?
Let's see.
That was my question.
That's Bedelia.
It wouldn't make sense if it was Sylvia.
Yeah, I think it is Bedelia.
So I think it has to be Bedelia, right? Like, why would it make sense if it's Sylvia? Sylvia is the fucking niece.
Yeah, I think it's Bedelia.
What's with the fucking blue lighting?
I like it.
You like that blue hue?
Yeah, I like it a lot. You don't like it?
I mean,
it's very. What's that Italian director? I can't think of his name right now. The one who did Suspiria.
Dario Argento.
Yeah, it's very Dario Argento lighting. I also do love the transition into the comic book when the scenes end.
They do that really well.
I actually think it's really
this movie
well
does
done.
the transition very well. I'm assuming that's Bedelia's head. It doesn't make sense if it's Sylvia. If it's Sylvia, I'm gonna call bullshit on the writing.
And I agree.
I mean, Sylvia's their mother. You know, like it's not.
But he did do the whole 180 on her head. Do you think he just ripped it off after?
Either that or he just...
Or he could have just went back to Bedelia and ripped her head off.
Yeah, true. Okay, now that's the first one. You guys
Let's get some fucking meteors.
You guys want to talk about the second one?
Yes, the unfortunate tale of Jordy Verrill.
Yep. He's just so unlucky. He wants a little bit of luck, and he thinks he has it in the form of what looks to be a meteor that fell from the sky. Stephen King doing Stephen King things for sure.
Was Stephen King on coke during this?
He was on some shit for sure.
Because his facial expressions are incredible.
There's something.
I don't even think he's acting here.
Like, so he pokes the meteor with like a ruler and then touches it, and he gets these like weird bumps on his finger when he touches it.
And then he puts his finger in his mouth afterwards.
Yes.
It's changing colors. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I would never have touched that.
I'm not gonna say it's bad luck. I'm gonna say it's fucking stupidity.
I do love his flashbacks though, of like when he's wondering how much like he can get for it, and his max amount of money is $200.
Yeah.
I feel like meteors would go for way more.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, especially back then.
There's just you just go into your local university and just with your meteor. That's how it works.
Yeah.
And the professor's just like, here's $200 in cash.
200, not a cent less. I want my $200. I do a pretty good Southern accent. Oh, Jordy Verrill, you've messed up again. Because I want my $200, partner.
You sound like you belong in Pink Flamingos when you talk like that.
That's not a good thing. Mike, let me hear your accent. You're like so long overdue for an accent.
See, I know you've been thinking that I'm long overdue for an accent, and my response to that is no.
One thing that Jordy Verrill makes me want to do though is wear overalls.
Yeah,
I kind of want to
he
rip out my
looks
overalls.
good.
We're not bringing overalls
So
back.
what does happen is it's so hot, right? So how do you tame this hot meteor? You put some water on it.
By splitting it in two.
He does that. It steams and cracks in two.
Yep, and then there's a blue liquid. He dumps that into the earth. He says, meteor shit. And then, I mean, look, if you haven't seen this movie, you might be thinking I'm doing a terrible job of portraying this guy. I actually think this might be my most spot-on accent I've ever done.
Yeah, it's like hyper exaggerated,
like
rural accent.
Stephen King is just cranking up the southern dial to like 47.
It's still supposed to be in the area of where he does his stuff. Like this is still supposed to be like New England.
Is it really?
Because I think they talk about like there's a part in this where they show like that he's near Boston.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's still in that area, even though he lives on what seems to be a farm.
He wrote this, right?
He wrote this whole movie.
Yes.
He's the writer. He's not the director, but he wrote the movie.
George Romero directed. Stephen King wrote it, and Joe Hill also co-wrote it.
Did he really?
No, he's a child.
He was a fucking like 5 years old.
He was like 7, but he might have. Yeah. He does. It's funny because when I told Mike that the son does, he looks like Stephen King. Like obviously,
he looks
like he does look like.
If
him.
you look at him now too, he looks like really much like him. Like,
yeah,
very much so. So. Literally, he's gonna decide to watch some professional wrestling. But at the time that's happening, not only his fingers are turning to grass, the outside where the meteor juices fell is also turning into grass. Yes. Basically, anything this meteor has touched is becoming grass. Yeah,
and anything he touches also turns to grass. So you'll notice, like when he touches the bottle, he touches his shirt, he touches his tongue. All of it instantly gets covered in grass.
So am I to believe that at this point he has not touched his face at any point yet?
Well, I think the grass just hasn't grown yet.
Okay.
Because it slowly, it actually rapidly happens soon, but also, why did they make this doctor Chinese? Not like he has like a Chinese mustache. He has like a ninja mustache almost.
But he's clearly a white person.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like he looked like he wanted to be Shujinku from Mortal Kombat.
No.
Like that's the kind of vibe I got from this guy, and I thought it was very strange, and only Stephen King could like do something like this.
Well, like the Asian doctor that's really white.
Yeah.
So not Christopher Lloyd, Christopher Lee.
Yeah. Yes. Or Christopher like, what would be another Asian? Otani.
You know, it's funny. I say Christopher Lee, and Christopher Lee is like
yeah, white guy. That's why I was trying to change the last name to Christopher Otani.
Yeah, he's my favorite player, Chris Otani.
Oh, yep, he licked his. Oh, he licked his fingers. Oh, his tongue's in green. But yeah, so basically,
Doesn't
like
he go to like take a bath now or something?
yes, because the plant I think wants water to be fed.
Yeah.
Because that's why as soon as he jumps in the water, it like rapidly spreads.
Rapidly grows. Like it wants the water, which makes sense, right?
Yeah.
He keeps calling everything a lunk. He keeps calling himself a lunkhead. He's got like no self-esteem. You lunkhead.
Yeah. I think because like he envisions his dad, and his dad's like basically telling him not to like jump in the water. Yeah, see his tongue's green. He had a bad lollipop. He had one from TD Bank.
Okay, well, he's a fucking lunkhead.
He's a lunkhead. So yeah, I mean, not to like rush through this one, but like
There's not much that happens.
Oh, nothing really happens.
everything just rapidly turns into plants until Jordy is fully like a plant human. I do think the end is really cool where he's fully engulfed in grass.
And then he blows his plant brain out.
Yeah, I actually think that whole shot and scene at the end is actually really cool.
That was cool.
But yeah, that's really it for this one. Like,
Literally, a meteor falls, it splits in half. He touches everything, and then it's grass. And he has a few flashbacks or something.
Yeah, so like that is it for this. He blows his plant brains out, and then they do a shot where the plants are clearly growing towards Boston.
And then there's like a newscast saying like how
much rain
there's
they're
a
gonna
lot
get.
of rain on the way. But clearly the
plants are taking over.
It's going to take over the whole planet at some point.
Plants it.
Yeah, see what you did there.
Because like it's plants on the planet, so it's like plants hits.
It just happened a first fall on Jordy Verrill's property.
He's got no luck, Brian.
None at all. None at all.
I would argue that it was kind of inevitable. He is the person that it just fell to first. Because this thing is going to rapidly spread. Like, it's impossible. If he wasn't going to touch it, it was going to get rained on. Like, there was going to be at some point, this is going to spread.
At one point, he starts looking like Jim Carrey's Grinch.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he does.
I mean, he has a grass beard, right?
Yeah. Okay, this right here before we move on. He puts that alcohol into... What is this?
I don't know.
Is that orange juice?
It looks
like orange juice, Shane.
Yeah, you've never had a vodka orange juice?
Dude.
I'm not even kidding.
Matt, you like alcohol a lot. What the fuck is that?
It's a vodka orange juice.
Yeah,
that's a real thing.
Screwdriver.
Yeah, screwdriver's vodka orange juice.
Yeah, that's what we had. Similar to mimosas with champagne and orange
It's
juice.
orange juice.
Oh yeah.
That's just a screwdriver's vodka orange juice. It's not like a very common drink.
Yeah, mimosas are lit too.
they are so
I mean,
lit.
he just poured the whole bottle into it, but
We gotta get back to mimosa episodes.
Yeah, we do. Those are good. They're easy to make too. Super easy, right? It's like 2 fucking ingredients.
Yeah,
3
just
if I'm
mimosa
tossing a
and
little-
orange juice.
If I get a little crazy and throw in a little Grand Marnier in there.
Oh, I love a little Grand Marnier.
Well, it's a little good touch.
Bye.
Bye. You're gonna shoot yourself in the head with a rifle.
Let's watch himself shoot himself in the head real
Jordy
quick.
Verrill does do that.
Yeah, let's.
I mean, at that point, it's the only logical thing to do.
Yeah.
Unless you want to keep living as like a plant person.
Nah, it sounds kind of shitty. Here it is. Like he's just a fucking plant.
It's overgrown. His whole place is overgrown. He's overgrown. Yeah. It's everywhere. It's comical.
This is pretty cool though.
Because you kind of see like his mouth is like moving.
His luck is comes in the form of a quick death.
Yeah. All right. So now something to tide you over. This is more of a love story. It's the story of Ted Danson stealing Leslie Nielsen's wife or girlfriend.
Correct.
And Leslie Nielsen, he doesn't love his wife, but he loves his possessions, he says.
Correct.
So the idea is Leslie Nielsen doesn't necessarily care that Ted Danson stole his wife. He just cares that Ted Danson stole one of his possessions. And he doesn't accept losing things that are his.
Yep.
And Leslie Nielsen, I don't know if he was a serious actor or always a comedian. I only knew him as like the comedian.
He's
from the
primarily
Naked Gun.
comedian.
He does so good in this small, serious role.
Agreed.
He is fucking menacing.
He's great. Yeah, he does a really good job. He definitely keeps you engaged throughout this whole one. This is pretty good. It's the story of obviously like there's cheating going on behind his back. He finds it out, and then he's going to ensure that he takes his punishment out, his revenge out on. Well, he first starts by Rebecca, but it's actually both of them.
Yes. I love when he's first talking to Ted. He's like, your TV wiring's all fucked up, and he's been working on that the whole time, and there's a reason why he wants to get the TV, like make sure it works. Yeah, I mean the back and forth talking in this between Ted Danson and Leslie Nielsen is so well done.
Yep, 100%.
I gotta tell you though, Ted Danson back in his day, man's a hunk.
Oh my God, Ted Danson now he's just a hunk.
They shot this. This is the only. I know a lot of the scenes shot in Creepshow were done in Pennsylvania. This one was done in Berkeley, New Jersey, because of the shore.
Do you know what shore they shot? So Berkeley has a shore.
I guess so. Yeah. It must be a shore point, but that's where they shot this.
Oh, that's interesting.
I farted. It was bad. But I think we can start by saying he's going to start taking him on a little trip.
Yes, they're going to get in his Jeep, and they're going to take a little trip to the beach. Now, this beach, he's like, I'm going to show you the girl. He's like, she's going to be fine. You just have to get in this hole for me.
Would you get in this fucking hole?
No, and even when he's pointing the gun at me, I'm fighting. I don't care if I'd rather get shot than whatever the burial in the hole is going to be.
Yeah, I'm not getting buried to my neck in sand, waiting for the water, the salt water to kill me.
Yeah.
No.
It's a bad idea. I don't know why he would
do you think
that.
he thought he could get out? Because there's no way he was getting out.
I think he probably didn't foresee what was going to happen, but there's no way I'm going to agree to get into it. It never ends well, getting into a hole. It's hard to get back up.
Yeah.
Because he's going to immediately start putting the sand and water over him. I think it cuts to him, and you just see him. This man is completely... Once he gets in the hole, like the cut, he's buried up to his neck in sand. And the thing is, the tide's not up there now, but he hints that the tide may come up high.
Yeah.
And when it does that, he's going to have a hard time trying to catch his breath when he's fighting the water.
I mean, inevitably, there's no getting out of it.
He's saying that he's not going to be able to move. If you're buried up to your neck, are you moving? I'm assuming not. Maybe
no, you can't get out of there.
I mean, it's wet sand.
And that's
so
the thing.
It's heavy sand.
Leslie Nielsen even pretends like he could just cover his face and bury him, and which he can. So that's why I would never put myself in this position anyway. What there's no way of stopping that if you want to actually do that. Granted, he threw a bunch of sand in his eyes, and that has to burn. That's probably the worst part of his day.
I would say, filming this, do you really think they had ocean water crashing into Ted's face the whole time?
They might have been able to do it in a certain way where he was completely not at risk. But like I said, there's also the sea creatures that could come. You see a crab by Ted Danson that appears. And I mean, Leslie Nielsen is clearly just taking his time. He wants him to suffer. He brings over a fucking TV.
Oh yeah, he's going for the long con.
Yeah. The TV is kind of crazy because he gives him a friend. I love how he just sets up a TV and he kind of sits down and watches TV with him while he's buried in sand.
Yeah, and the TV is a live video of the wife being drowned slowly by
it's the same thing. Yeah, that's happened to Ted here.
On the way, or before this, doesn't she beg him? She's begging in the same manner. So I think that he actually did. He must have done hers either earlier that day or the day before to set it up.
Yeah. Yeah, it's actually really fucked up and really horrifying because imagine just being buried to your neck in sand and just slowly having to wait to drown.
Yeah, shoot me. I'd rather just...
Oh, that's what I'm saying. That's why I would never have gotten in that hole. I'm yo, I'm going to swing the shovel on you. I'm going to take my chances. I ain't going in that fucking hole.
No.
You can't put me in a hole.
Nobody puts Shane in hole.
No.
With the water that comes over them, that's so crazy. Dude, when he basically coaches them on breathing. And when he does it, when the tide comes over you, he's like,
yeah,
catch that breath.
It's you got to make sure you catch your breath before the water and then let it out because it comes back quick. It's you got to be able to hold. The way he's coaching them, they stand a chance.
So patronizing.
Yeah.
Because he's going to kill them regardless.
Yeah.
He's not letting them get out of this. And then, it's no screaming for help. Apparently, this is a private beach he owns.
Oh, my God.
No one around.
I love when he starts yelling for help himself. Because he's like, I own the beach. There's no one here.
Also, like, can you own a beach?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, all beaches in New Jersey are owned by someone.
There's private beaches.
Oh.
Yeah.
Imagine having private beach money.
That's sick.
That's sick money.
That's a level of money I don't think I'll ever be able to know.
No, I don't think any of us will ever know that much money. That's...
Sounds pretty sweet.
It does.
So he's got the cool setup of the TV. I mean, it's crazy. And Richard's going to trot along because he said it's getting late. I need to leave. So he's just going to be there for the whole night to watch the girl that he loves drown.
Yes. And Leslie Nielsen is going to stay in his apartment and watch both of them drown.
Yep. He's got the whole setup of like all the monitors.
Yep.
It's pretty funny.
He's got a dope ass house.
Oh, my God.
I mean, clearly he has private beach money, so obviously he would have a nice home.
But so he's going to go back the next day, and Ted Danson's not going to be there.
Yeah.
He's gone.
And then Leslie's trying to convince himself. He's like, the tide got him. The tide got him.
He washed out with the tide.
Which is probably what happened.
Yeah. It was actually very sound logic. I saw no flaws in it.
Yeah, it's definitely what happened.
Well,
Yeah.
the tide might have gotten him, but, you know, he comes back as
A ghoul. A
ghoulie?
water ghoul. A drowner from The Witcher 3. For those out there that played The Witcher 3.
Sure.
Anyone? Drowner? No, well, you know what? It's a creature. The Witcher 3. If you drown, there's a chance you come back as a drowner. And it's like this amphibian creature. That kind of remind me of this.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, he's watching these. He's getting taunted, and then if I'm not mistaken, he's gonna get some visitors soon. He's hearing noises around.
definitely.
He's
What
gonna
the
get
fuck
two
is
visitors, pair of visitors.
that? How do you like his outfit here?
I love
wonderful.
I love the track jacket. Yeah, he's ready, good to go. Is he in a robe here when he hears the noises? Because he does grab the phone.
Yeah, he
grabs the gun, the naked gun.
He pops in the
The naked guy.
Nice.
I like that reference.
Yeah, he pops in the shower real quick.
But of course, he's going to be the two visitors he was not expecting at this late hour. Are the two people he ensured were drowned? I don't know if this is guilt or reality or could be both, but it is Rebecca and Harry.
Yes. I do love, though, the ending because they bury him in his neck in sand and he's screaming, I can hold my breath a long time.
He's like laughing because he's trained.
Yeah, I fucking love it. I think it's such a cool ending that he's just screaming that, but then like the look of panic on his face
when
once
the
the first wave hits.
He's like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's really well done. Super well acted, super good. They didn't like overkill it. It was just well done.
Yes.
Very well done. In my opinion,
Yeah.
the best of the five.
Leslie shows some real chops here, acting chops.
Yeah.
And another one that's almost as good, you know, people, this is usually the favorite when you talk about Creepshow is The Crate, which is the next one coming up, which does have a couple of big stars. It's got, you know, Hal Holbrook and Adrienne Barbeau, so it's pretty good. And it's very easy. You have, his name is Dex.
Yes.
Dex is the professor that, you know, there's a coin that a janitor, it falls into a behind a grate where he does see a crate from a 1834 Arctic expedition crate that he later will kind of call in Dex to examine. This one does kind of show this storyline. It also goes to events prior, which is at a party between Hal Holbrook's character and Dex, and they're like, I'm assuming they're both professors at the university.
Yes. That's what I assumed as
And
well.
I think there's a couple of other professors there as well, and Hal's there with his wife, Wilma, I believe her name is.
Yes. It is Wilma.
And Wilma is just extremely obnoxious.
She's the fucking worst.
Yeah.
Like, she just belittles him the entire time.
What would you do without me?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
that's a big one.
useless. You don't do nothing.
and he doesn't say a fucking word.
Yeah.
He just takes it, and
Keeps
I
it
can tell
all
you
in.
he must be super unhappy.
Dude, even at one point, she literally says he's terrible in bed.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
It's
fucked
rough.
up.
She takes this other guy out for a drink, like to the side for drinks. Like she tries to be like a little flirt, but she just comes off as super obnoxious.
Yes.
And it's kind of insufferable.
Because so why would he be good in bed? Like he would just like why would he want to even try?
Yeah.
Like she's just miserable.
And like throughout the course of this one, he does have like these strong visions of killing her.
I love the one where he just like shoots her in the head and everyone starts applauding.
Yeah,
They're like great shot.
Shooting her here, and like everyone just starts applauding. There's also one of him strangling her, which is, you know, obviously he's just trying to find gruesome ways to envision killing his wife. So
I feel like when you start having the gruesome murder visions, divorce is probably the way
it's
to
probably
go.
the way to do it.
Yeah, probably. I know the one other critical part of this opening scene where they're at this party is that Dex is like hitting on a chick there because he's, you know, a young girl. Mm-hmm. Because that does come up later on. His interest in, I guess, younger women.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't remember if she was like a professor or not. I'm assuming she was, but in either case, like he's like trying to say like hit on her tonight.
Yeah. Dex is a little bit of a sleazeball.
Mm-hmm.
He is, but he's not a bad guy.
No. He's a curious professor, and he's gonna go to the university tonight, and he's going to get introduced to a crate by the janitor, Stanley.
Yeah. He sees that it's from like an 1834 expedition that is the coin rolled into it, so they wanna get more information on the crate.
Yeah, and
Try opening that sucker, dude.
you can't until you get a crowbar and some. You got to pry out some nails. You got to chisel off some chain. Like that thing is bolted shut. And they bring it into the office and they're opening it and they start to look inside and you just see these glowing like eyes. Yeah. And this thing is like a fucking baboon on steroids.
This is like as if you were to take 100 men versus one ape. Kind of.
I'm taking this thing against 100 men.
This thing is frightening.
I love once again. I love the design of
it. It does got an interesting chimpanzee type look.
Yes.
Like evil chimpanzee with glowing orange eyes. I feel.
Yeah.
Super sharp teeth.
And I'll tell you what, it's going to fucking eat up Mike the janitor.
Like, look at that. That thing looks so cool.
Yeah. Mike the janitor, I think he gets fucking clawed. I think his arm gets first, right? His arm gets bit, and then he just takes his whole body and brings it back into the crate.
And there's just blood pouring down because his skull is imagine getting eaten face first. I guess that's a better way to get eaten than feet first because it's probably you die faster.
You can imagine Dex is like, what the fuck did I just see? Okay, so not only did I witness that, it was fucking crazy. Let me go tell, Charlie. And he's going to get Charlie to go down there.
Charlie's not buying it at first.
No, but Charlie's going to go down there and he's going to do all the things. He's going to go buy it. He's going to test it out. And he's going to meet a similar fate, except that this thing's just going to chomp on his fucking neck.
Yo, that neck chomp is gnarly.
Oh, no, it's vicious. The thing is like, they don't know what happened to it. I guess they think it went back in the crate, so they're going to go to the crate. But we all know that it actually was not in the crate.
No, it was hiding next to the crate.
It's going to go from behind Charlie and just snack on that neck.
Like Kobayashi. That was my sound effects for the episode. Did you like that one?
That was all right.
Mm-hmm. Mike, I feel like you're not giving me enough credit on like the sound effects and things like that.
Well, wasn't that also a line from?
Yes, but the sound effect I added myself. Okay.
Yep. So then,
no, Mike,
he's delirious. No. After the scene with the crate, that the crate eats Charlie, they're back in the. Well, I think he went to his friend's house, right? He went to Hal Holbrook's house.
Yes.
Matt, do you have Creepshow up?
Yes, I do.
What is Hal Holbrook's character's name in Creepshow?
He's in a lot of shit, right?
Looks familiar, yeah.
Super familiar.
Henry Northrup?
Henry.
Yes. Okay. And Dex is going to explain everything that happened, everything about the crate. So,
but this is where the light bulb goes off in Henry's brain. He's like, "Oh fuck, there's a fucking killer chimp."
Yes, and he's going to drug Dex so he could bring his wife to the university. And
he's like, "I could finally rid myself of this."
Yes, and he lures the wife in by saying that Dex got into some trouble with a student.
She's like, I need to see this.
Yeah.
And I love the note, just like, you're right, babe. I can't do anything without you. You need to fix this for me. Dex is a mess. Kind of reminds me of myself, Shane Smith. That's what you were thinking, Shane.
Right, exactly. No, exactly. And he's going to bring road milk. She's going to bring the road milk with her.
You need the road milk.
Because she poured a glass of milk, but also we noticed she brought the milk to the
yeah.
Yes.
You saw that she poured like alcohol with it too?
Yeah, it's a white Russian.
Yeah.
But so she drank and drove.
White Russians usually with like coffee at least. That's just shit.
No, this is like an Irish white Russian where it's pure milk.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
I mean, but in order to have her go and pull this off with the note, he has to realize that the creature is real, because he goes there based on what Dex is saying. He sees all the blood. He thinks this is a perfect opportunity. He can lure his wife there. And we all knew that his goal was to kill her.
Yes, 100%. So he actually goes, he mops everything, hides all the blood, makes it seem completely normal.
He drugs Dex, too.
Yep, drugs Dex, too. He brings his wife. He basically beats her against the box because he's like, wake up.
And she's like, are you fucking stupid? Why are you pushing me? And then, of course, the creature kind of comes from behind her and just basically just snacking on her neck.
Yeah.
I love how she shows up simply to show Henry that he's a useless piece of garbage.
Yes.
Because if he asked her, he's like, hey, honey, you want to just like go hang out or something? She wouldn't go. But she goes solely to show
him up
how useless he is.
Which is kind of crazy.
So what's going to happen next is she gets munched on by this thing, right? The next steps, if I'm not mistaken, he's going to take the crate, which takes some boxing, because you got to make sure it's boxed up, and he's going to dump that in a quarry.
Yes. Into the water in the quarry.
I mean, that's his attempt to saying, like, I'm going to get away with murder. I'm going to kill this thing by, dumping it away, and, that's it. I killed my wife.
And Dex is all for it. He's like, yeah, no, we're covering all of this up because I would probably get pegged for a double homicide.
Yep, and I love to play chess.
And it ends this episode with the creature bursting out of the crate.
Not dead. He's coming back.
He's coming back.
These guys.
All right, final story. So this one is they are creeping up on you.
Yeah, I mean, like, this is a longer film, but I think the majority, the reason why it's so long is these two ones are
Oh, yeah, the
long.
two middle ones are very long. The last one's like, what, 10 minutes, if even?
Yeah, it's very short, man. And it's going to take Upson Pratt or something like that.
Yeah, I actually think that's it.
The perspective of Upson Pratt is some rich guy that just, like, threatens people all day long.
Yeah, lots of symbolism, lots of metaphors in this.
Yeah,
how he's squashing bugs. And how he's been squashing bugs his whole life.
But eventually the bugs come up and get him.
Also, his apartment here, does this take place in like fucking 3000?
No. That's just...
His apartment looks so futuristic.
No, he's super rich and he has super white apartment. That's all.
It can't. $3,200 a month penthouse apartment. Now that shit's so much more. It's like not even close. Penthouse rent is way more than
cockroaches are so disgusting.
So you had a nice little tidbit about this scene.
Yes, this is the most expensive scene to film in the entire movie because they spent 200. Okay, so they got 250,000 cockroaches.
Oh my god!
And I believe it was either 50 cents or $1 per cockroach.
Oh my god.
So they spent roughly $200,000 just to buy all the cockroaches for this.
Why do I feel like that's a lot?
It is way too much.
Yeah.
Who got more money, the cockroaches or Ted Danson?
Oh, Ted Danson. You know Ted Danson's got money.
He was probably commanding a lot of money.
Well, he was is still in Cheers during this time.
That was a big
right?
show.
Cheers was when Cheers air.
Wasn't Cheers like late 70s to Yeah, it definitely. It was still going on.
Yeah, because this is 82. So I think Cheers was still going on. So, like, he's getting Cheers money. So, Ted Danson's pulling money in this.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah. Matt, what do you got?
Oh, no, you guys are right. Cheers was 82 to 93.
Oh, wow. This is literally early 80s then.
Yeah, so Cheers just started when this movie came out.
Oh, he's probably in a ton of movies too, right?
Oh, yeah. Ted Danson's, he's great. This whole scene is disgusting to watch.
I think the biggest part is he gets a call from a disgruntled employee's wife.
Yes, because the employee killed himself.
Because of him?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Right? And saying that he shot himself, and then she just basically calls him to complain that he ruined their lives. He's a despicable human being, and he just seems so disinterested in that conversation. Like, he doesn't give a shit.
Oh, he's happy that guy is dead.
Oh yeah.
Like, he actually says that. He's like, that's one less headache I have to worry about.
Yeah.
So that's Mike's right. It's the symbolism of him always squashing bugs, and the bugs finally.
Right. He squashes humans to get to the position he's in as a very powerful man.
Tries to call an exterminator. The guy comes to the apartment. He talks to him through the penthouse little window thing. He basically says he need don't ASAP. I need the exterminator now. I have 250,000 cockroaches here, and they cost $25 each.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, I mean, because they are able to eradicate them. I don't even know if this guy says he's going to do it or not. He says he's going to do it, but I'm not sure if he actually does. In any case, there's so many. They come, they start invading this room. Then he goes to his little safe room, and they start invading the safe room.
Yeah, there's no safe place from these roaches.
I think at one point he's making oatmeal, and they're in the blender. In his fucking oatmeal. He's he eats one of them. It's pretty gross.
What does he do for a job?
I don't know. What were you gonna say, Maddie?
I was gonna say that apparently they were gonna use a carpeted penthouse for the scene, but because of the roaches, it would have made it unworkable. So then George Romero decided to just use a hospital room thing.
Makes sense. You would lose the roaches in the carpet and stuff.
Right. And also the other thing is if he's trying to make it germ proof, a hospital's one of the better places to do so.
That makes sense. That doesn't, I mean, it does add to the effect, though, everything being so pristine and white, and then the.
Although I did think it was in the future, that's what
I'm telling you, where he is right now looks like a futuristic apartment.
Nah, he's just got money like that in the 80s. If you had money like that in the 80s, you had this.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, the bugs start coming in. They gather onto his body. They start getting all up in his orifices. He's killed by them, and they start coming out of him.
Yeah.
It's they fuck him. They go in and out. They circumnavigate his whole body, and then they kill him.
Literally, yes. It's gross, especially when they start coming out of his body. Because they show them actually burst out of his chest, and they pour out of his chest.
Yeah.
I mean, he does seem like a rather unpleasant man.
Oh, no, he deserved everything he got here.
He just doesn't sound like a very good person.
No.
I can only imagine how he does business. This is just him in his everyday.
Yeah, so once he's dead, it actually cuts back to the kid who the garbage men are picking up the magazine that's outside, and they're looking through to cash in on some of the toys, and they see that a voodoo doll has already been cashed in for, and the boy starts fucking voodoo doll poking the voodoo doll, which is of his dad, and his dad's gagging and dying. Yeah. And that's the end of the movie.
So that means that the boy must have went outside, probably guided by the creeper, to cash in that voodoo thing.
Yes.
And they get the voodoo doll to act on his dad, who's being the mean grumpy that doesn't let him read the comic books that are probably inappropriate for a boy's age.
I don't feel just to go back to this scene, I'm not sure if we did justice to just how many fucking cockroaches.
250,000 they got. 250,000.
No, it's a lot, and
it really is wild.
Every
I don't even know how they film this shit. The way they pour out of the sinkhole, and
honestly, I don't know what you do that once you let them go. How do you go into that room? Do you just let them die in there? You spray something?
No, I guess you just get them out, right?
How do you gather 250,000 cockroaches though?
Net. I honestly don't know.
I'm not the roach boy. I'm really would be terrified going in there. That place looks terrifying.
So I have a quick trivia before you guys continue. Apparently, the music playing on the jukebox at the beginning of this little scene was the same music that was played at the ending credits of The Evil Dead, which obviously Stephen King and
Romero.
Stephen King and Sam Raimi are good friends. So
Okay.
they but I guess it was like a tie-in, so to speak.
Did that? Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Wouldn't have known that. Thank you, sir. All right, and that's Creepshow.
That is Creepshow. I love this movie. I think it starts off a little slow, but really like picks up steam with the last three. Yeah, it's got like a really good cast. Even the ones that I wasn't a fan of, like Stephen King, honestly does a pretty good job as being Jordy Verrill, and you get a nice Ed Harris sighting. Ed Harris, because he has hair.
Wow.
Yeah, Ted Danson's awesome. Nielsen, by far, I think steals the show. I think his character is the best out of anything. Yeah, I'm gonna actually give this a strong 8.
Strong 8.
I'm going strong 8.
I'll mirror you on the number, more towards the light 8 side, but
What you said 8?
yeah, it's an 8.
Hell yeah.
I think we go like start slow. It peaks at 3, and then a slight dive for the last 2. But yeah, the first 2 aren't great, but if good strong finish. Yeah, I mean, it's nothing wrong with. I mean, the last scene is like truly fucking gross. Yeah, 8, 7, 8, appropriate for it. Solid watch, good watch.
I'm giving this film a 7. I think that the first 2 were very weak. Just being honest, like it is an anthology movie. There is 5 in total. 2 is a big portion of 5, in my opinion. Does it make up for it on the back end? It does, because like the third one is, I agree with you guys, the strongest. The fourth is also very strong and entertaining. I actually think the third one could probably be a movie in and of itself. Like that would be a dope movie. Nielsen just does a great job. And the fourth one, Holbrook and the guy that plays Dex, they also do a really good job. Even Adrienne Barbeau plays a really good annoying person. So the fourth one's entertaining. I also did like the fifth one as well, although it was like extremely short. I do like the practical effects. I didn't like the first 2, just being honest. But all in all, they did a really good job with like for an anthology movie, having it like mirror a comic book and taking like a character from the comic book to kind of display this to the young kid, this like forbidden comic book, and then him using that whole like I'm a young kid, my dad's not letting me read this forbidden comic book, to then use it against his father at the end. I thought it was interesting. I like how they kept transitioning in and out of the comic book for like good flow and movement throughout the film. But I mean, I really did enjoy it. It's on the better side of anthology movies, but I definitely do think it has like some flaws for sure.
Quick ranking, I'd go 3, 4, 5, 2, 1.
That's fair.
3, 4, 5, 2, 1 as well.
I'm almost the same as you guys, except I'm swapping 1 for 2. I'm gonna go 3, 4, 5, 1, 2.
So Stephen King was the worst in your opinion.
It just didn't hit. It didn't make much sense to me either.
Yeah, like why is that meteor
Yeah.
fucking make
Like I don't like the Luck whole thing. Like with Luck, like thematically, it just didn't make sense. I just think like Stephen King wanted to get his chops off by acting like a crazy redneck.
Probably a fair amount of.
Yeah.
Tom Savini is the garbage man.
Yeah, I noticed that when I watched it before. I forgot to mention it.
Yeah.
I just love how he's popping in.
Yeah, Tom Savini is the man. All right, Matt, rating.
8.
So 8.
8.
7.
Nice.
Good ratings for the Creepshow.
It is. Necro talk.
Interesting. I might go with the last guy.
I'm gonna go with Ted Danson.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Ted Danson and wife because like those deaths are so brutal. Like the slow impending doom. Watching well, she didn't watch him die. He watched her
die, and then had to go through the same thing. I think that's like.
Which I'm surprised he didn't do it the other way around. But I guess for the purposes of like he was the one that, was a man and like it was like a good man-to-man showdown.
Yeah. I think that's why.
Yeah. Like I think that made it good, but like his wife just died and he got the crueler part of having to die watching his wife die.
Yeah, so he definitely has the worst end of the stick.
Definitely.
So that 2 for Ted and so Ted Danson.
Ted Danson. Ted Danson. You could not hold your breath long enough. I'm a little ashamed of you, honestly, because Leslie Nielsen can hold his breath a long time. You held your breath a short time. If I was in your situation, well, 1, I wouldn't have gone in the hole. But 2, I would have held my breath much longer. I probably would have survived, if we're being honest, right? Like, I wouldn't have drowned.
Well, how long? How do you know how long he held his breath for?
I don't know. I'm just saying I probably have a good solid 6 hours in me. Like I'm essentially a fish. And Ted, you're not a fish. But I think there might be a fish man in our Necro universe. There's probably one of those. He'll teach you how to hold your breath. So good luck. Learn how to do that. Go practice in the Necro. All right. We got 2 weeks left. You feeling confident with these last 2 weeks?
I mean, I know them, so yes.
Good. Me too.
Very
Me
much
too.
so.
So we're not getting to the main event yet, but we're getting to the runner-up to the main event. So we are doing a classic movie. We are doing The Fog.
Is this John Carpenter?
It is. And this is not the remake with the guy from Smallville Fog. This is like the legit good Fog.
So this is the movie he made after Halloween.
I don't know if it was after Halloween. Well, no, I mean, it was after Halloween, but I don't know if it was directly after Halloween, I guess.
Okay, because I think if this is 80 and Halloween was 78, it almost feels right unless this guy's banging out movies year after year. Then again, he does do a lot of movies because he does Escape from New York. That might be maybe in the middle of that.
He did Prom Night, right? No, he didn't.
No, I don't think so.
Wait, he did Assault on Precinct 13, right? Was the other one
but
he
I think
did?
wasn't that in the... I don't know when that was.
I'm trying to think.
80s or 70s, I'm not sure.
Which one?
Just look at his filmography and look at go to directing credits and look at what he directed after Halloween in 1978.
He did 2 TV movies, so The Fog was the next one.
When did he do Assault on Precinct 13? Was it in the 70s?
Yeah, 76.
And then when did he do one last one? When did he do Escape from New York? Because I know that was early 80s, if I'm not mistaken.
81.
Also, that was the one he did right after The Fog.
Yeah, and then right after that was The Thing.
Wow, he fucking killed it.
And then 83 was Christine, which we just did.
Great movie.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Awesome.
All right. So with that said, we are the final podcast signing off, and we will see you next week where Mike G gets lost in the fog and me and Brian have to search for him.
I'm always getting lost in the fog.
It's very easy to get lost in the fog. Tune into the final podcast every week for horror movie reviews, a new one every single week. Please tune in. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also, don't forget to give us a 5-star on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. You can continue to watch us wherever you listen or watch your podcasts, and we will see you next week. Retro Reel is rolling on.
Yes.